Hey, welcome to Beantown Underground, your place to delve into the underground music scene of Boston. I'm your host, Payton Cavanaugh, and today is a very special edition of the show. We are so lucky to be joined by an old friend, Ryan Montbleau. And thank you, Ryan, so much for being here today.
My pleasure, Payton. Good to be here.
Yeah, awesome to have you here. So today, as I mentioned, is a very special day here on Beantown because you're auditioning for the NPR Tiny Desk Competition live here in our studio. Could you tell us a little bit more about the submission and why you chose the song that you did?
Yeah, I did. I was so psyched to do it here. First of all, it was really cool. Yeah, I did a song called Break the Silence, which I put out last year, which is coming as part of a full record that I'm about to put out. But it just feels kind of timely, you know. It feels, for me, the song was literally sort of breaking through to these different rhythms, different ways of communicating that I have in my head, but I had to do a lot of work to get the words right, to get them out. And it feels like, yeah, it just feels like very honest and it's not necessarily like calling out things and pointing the finger at things, but it's more just like trying to express my own wanting to express more, which I think a lot of people, are going through. It's like, you know, there's just so much going on in the world, and you know, like, gotta find your voice, whatever that means to you.
Yeah, definitely. And with this tape, you brought a friend along. Your
my giraffe
here. Could you tell us a little bit more about?
This is Stretch. This is my giraffe. This became a thing during the pandemic. Excuse me, I did these live streams. It's just a stuffed animal I had in my house that I think an ex-girlfriend gave it to me I've had this for so long, I don't even remember when I got it, but I just always liked giraffes. And so when I was doing these live streams during the pandemic, I would live stream every Friday, and then people would tune on, and then my people named them Ridays, the people who would go on, and then I just put this was like, just the thing that was behind me, so I could, you know, it was like this thing that I love, and then people on the live streams were like, hey, who's your giraffe? And then they also named the giraffe Stretch, which is one of my songs. It just kind of became a thing. So we put Stretch on some t-shirts and all this. He's like famous. This is a famous little stuffed giraffe, and but those live streams became great during they kind of brought a sense of community together and really helped me out, and then we helped out a lot of charities from those, and so Stretch has been along for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. So two celebrities here in the studio today.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to you, I'm curious, as an artist who's been in this industry so long, to be applying for Tiny Desk?
It's great. I mean, it's been cool to watch Tiny Desk become such a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like just watching it from the beginning. It's always been cool. But then to see like Shaka Khan do one, and then all these amazing like groups, groups you haven't heard of or old. I mean, so I don't know. I feel like I have something to offer, you know, and I have a voice, and I love NPR, and so yeah, why not? You know, give it a shot. And then I got to use this amazing newsroom. It's like cool.
Well, we were so grateful to do it here.
Yeah, it's likewise.
Yeah, really awesome project. And we're just wondering, you know, over the years, you said you have loved all the different NPR Tiny Desk submissions that you've seen and Tiny Desk concerts you've seen. Has there been one specific concert that kind of like is your favorite or maybe was most inspirational to you?
Man, that's a really good question because there's so many. Like I just saw one, and I don't remember her name, so I can't do it justice. So like, I need to look up the link again. That's like, there's so many.
Yeah.
Oh man, now you put me on the spot. I mean, honestly, the Shaka Khan one was like, okay, like it keeps getting to these other levels, and that for me was like, okay, now we're arriving here where there's like, and they had legends before that, but even ones like before it got huge. Margaret Glaspie, I remember years ago, like did one, and I was like, that was one of the first ones where I was like, who is this? Like, and there was just been so many of those of like, who is this person? You know. Yeah. But I still remember that Glaspie one pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. There's just been, of course, like a slew of incredible artists that have been on. Recently, we were talking about like Chappell Roan, like all of these like up and coming pop stars as well that just kind of like get their spot at NPR. Yeah. So you're gonna make it. This submission tape, we're gonna go all the way. Of course, exactly.
Yeah, I'm really psyched for this to catch on, and then I'll get on Tiny Desk, and then like I was saying, and then I'll be Beyonce.
Right. Yes. And then it's on to the Grammys. It's on to
which is gonna be very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm taking us all there. We're all going out to Sizzler.
Yep.
After the Grammys.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So diving just a little bit more into this song, Break the Silence, you talked about why you chose it for NPR specifically, but how has it been received at concerts with people? Like, do you find there's any themes that people are grasping onto from that song?
I think so. It's really, that's part of why I chose it, is because it's been resonating the most lately at the shows I've been doing. Usually the things that feel best to me are the newest, so the things I wrote most recently are the closest to my heart, and that is sort of, this applies. And I think part of the strength of the tune is that I don't like to tell people what to think in songs. I have my beliefs, and I say things, I post things and things like that, but I'd rather sort of like paint a picture and let you walk in. And what I'm trying to paint the picture of in that song is my own insecurities about what do I say and what do I not say, because whatever you say nowadays, you get attacked from somebody. You say the most banal thing, and somebody will attack you for not, it's the whole thing. You say like oranges, and somebody would be like, "Why do you hate bananas?" Like, it's that kind of atmosphere. So I think the song's looking at that, and that I think we can all sort of, that applies to all of us,
Yeah.
And so that to me is more interesting than sort of coming out and pointing the finger at the things I'm against so much. But we'll see how that evolves as the world turns.
It's definitely a ever-changing landscape, so we just gotta navigate it as it comes.
Yep, feeling not so great right now, but it's gonna get better.
But you got your giraffe, so
I got my giraffe. Yeah, we're good. Yep, I'm just a 47-year-old man with a stuffed giraffe. It's okay.
Well, we've been really, really lucky to have you both here. This has been an incredible special edition of Beantown Underground. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
For this, we're so lucky to work with you.
Likewise, it's so great. Up next from Massachusetts, a Tiny Desk submission from Ryan Montbleau. Break the silence, what's it gonna take to be the you are, to not the you ain't? Move like I did, coming out the gate when I had nothing to lose, but I knew not how to use it. Who all can say you've not yet found your glory? Who all can tell you not to sing your story? Who all can tell you not to spit your fire? Sweet little songbird sitting on a wire, and the wire's live. I'm about to ride the lightning, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lie in a grave, I never lie on a page. I'm just a guy on a stage, and so before I decay, I find a way to break the silence. Choose whose violence you can tolerate. The violence of your country, the violence of your state. The piles upon miles of excuses. The everybody's foolish, but I know what the truth is. The towers falling, the empire's crumbling. Seawater's rising and the club's still bumping. I need to laugh and grab some light by the horns, but there's a billion hungry people now can't get through the door. The war is raging, time is priceless. Time to fight this fight for those not yet born, for what's right and what might otherwise turn a whole damn country into islands. Get off your high horse and break the silence. And if you did a walk through that door, will you ever come back the same? You say you want to be more, underestimate the way your brain can ignore. If you did a walk through that door, will you ever come back the same you were before? You say you want to be more, underestimate the way your brain can ignore. If you did a walk through that door, will you ever come back the same you were before? Break the silence, but what is there to say? 8 billion people trying to head a different way, and everybody's a star driving alone in their car. Everybody's a moon talking shit in their room, and everything's a battle and a hassle and a drag, and the world's full of matches and oily rags. Shine too brightly and it all might combust, but the world grows darker if you dim your light too much. Find the balance or just get through the day. Find your voice and find something to say. Don't just wet your beak while you're weak and childish, but when it's time to speak, then break the silence. I sat for 10 days in a state of pain, healing my heart by observing my brain. making up things about the people around me, digging up memories so deep they could drown me, clearing away the dust and the death, then back at it again, and then back to the breath, back down the hall and then back for some rest, back down to hell and come back to the breath. Keep the silence sacred, keep the sacred holy. Understand that this is not for you only. I found the technique on day number 9, kept on holding my tongue, put some air in my lungs, then it was time to break the silence. Time to break the silence. You know, you wallow, 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 you wallow in your pity, and you walk around the city like you're getting somewhere. You know, you wallow, 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 you wallow in your pity, and you walk around the city like you're getting somewhere. Hollow, 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 hollow can you go? You break the silence. I didn't say much on Trump, didn't say much on Palestine, not that I was so quiet instead, but what was there to say that wasn't already said? I haven't said much on Israel or Palestine. Did you need my official statement? Has anyone asked for that this time? Anytime? No. But staying silent doesn't feel right either. Children are dying at the hands of fucked up leaders. What can I do from my tiny little page? Jump in the van and then jump on a stage, jump up and down for the boys and the girls. I came to have a good time without ignoring the world. So if it suits you to say it, then let it be heard. May it sting like a jellyfish, then fly like a bird. May the joy in this newsroom heal some amount of violence. Speak with the dips of your hips and your lips and break the silence.
For the folks at home listening, you can nominate Ryan for the NPR Tiny Desk Concert Competition by downloading the nomination card on our Instagram at beantown.underground and posting that to your social media, tagging at NPR Music and at Ryan Montbleau. And thank you so much for joining us. This has been yet another fun and dynamic episode of Beantown Underground. So lucky to be here with you all. Make sure to tune in to our future episodes. Check us out on Instagram at beantown.underground and YouTube at Beantown Underground. And until next time, keep your playlists fresh and your hearts full.